All right, we've now been joined by Martin Truex Jr. And Martin, obviously, I know that you would much prefer to be here under a different circumstance as far as going to victory lane after that run tonight. But you did clinch the regular season champion, which I know can give you a little bit of breathing room going into next week in Richmond and then officially into the playoffs. But talk a little bit about your race tonight, but then also just the overall dominant performance of your team this season to be in this position, one race ahead of going into Richmond.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a bittersweet night for us, to come up just 2 laps short there, blow a tire at the end, after really having no issues with tires all night and having such a good race car. So, I don't know if that last run was the longest one we made all night. I'm not really sure, to be honest. I was kind of out there just caught up driving my guts out at the end trying to hang on. And it's unfortunate we blew the tire, but really proud of everybody on this team for an amazing season so far. And to lock up the regular season points is it's a huge accomplishment for us, for our team. I feel like we've come a long way in just a few years together and continue to climb. So proud of everybody. Wish we could have won, but that's the breaks. Sometimes they go your way, sometimes they don't. And, tonight we come up a little short, but definitely a lot to be proud of.
All right, let's go ahead and take questions for Martin. If you have one, please raise your hand and state your name and affiliation, and we're going to start up front. Right here. Can we get a microphone up here, please? Right here. Anybody? Oh, here we come. Okay, perfect.
All good. Martin, hey.
Yeah.
Brendan Marks, the Charlotte Observer. Before you blew that last tire, did you think you were going to be able to hang on till the end and outlast it?
Well, the plan was to try. I didn't know how far back they were. I didn't know how fast they were going. I didn't know how many laps fresher their tires were. They told me that they thought I could hold him off, and they gave me, the intervals and how fast he was catching me. And, with 2 to go, I seen him coming, but, catching somebody past him is a whole different deal here. And I was really holding my own pretty well and if I could get some clean air. And every time I catch a lap car, they'd just drive off in the corner, slide up in front of me, and then I was just so loose on those old tires, around other cars that there wasn't much I could do to keep my pace, my momentum. So, that was really the only reason he even caught us, besides the flat tire. I mean, I don't know, we might have blew a tire either way, obviously, but you never know. But it's interesting. Cole said he wanted to wait 2 more laps to pit, and with 2 to go, we blew a tire. So it was like, it's crazy how those things work out sometimes. And, just sometimes it's just not your night, Tonight wasn't our night. So guys did a fantastic job. Obviously, we had a super strong race car, and I think we lost the lead 4 or 5 times in the pits. So guys had a little bit of an off night. And, we were able to get back to the lead, on those longer runs. So we had a great car, just didn't work out for us tonight, but a lot to be proud of, like I said. And to come here and have a shot at winning this race 2 years in a row is, it's a hell of an accomplishment. This place is so tough, and, to run 498 miles, an inch from the fence, and scrape it 4 or 5 times the right rear, and never tear my car up and be leading a race is something I'm really proud of. So it wasn't our night, but we got a lot to be proud of.
All right, we'll take a few more questions for Martin. Let's go with Mike, and then I believe we have a question over in the left. Yes.
Mike Henry, USA Today. Was it the right front tire? And
Yeah.
How hard did you hit the wall? Was it
Not
bad?
hard. It was, literally at the end of the back stretch. I was running so high getting in the corner anyway that I only had 6 inches to go to hit it. So I literally stepped on the brake. The car turned right. I went, I was a foot from the wall when the tire popped, and I just kind of glanced off it and glanced around the track. So it really wasn't bad at all, and I was actually able to make 2 laps with the thing on the inner liner and finish 8th. So not bad, just disappointing more than anything.
All right, Jacob, go ahead.
Jacob Seelman, Performance Motorsports Network. Martin, I could tell just when you walked in here, and even on TV, you were leaning against the car. Everybody looks wore out. This racetrack has a penchant for being a physical race, but tonight seemed like it was tougher than the last couple of years. Why was that? What did you feel throughout the course of the race?
It was definitely tougher for a lot of reasons. I think that these cars are a lot harder to drive than they were last year. Track's a year older, tires are wearing out faster, the cars have less downforce, cars have more horsepower. the competition's closer. It was really hot today, and for some reason these cars, it just seems like they just keep getting hotter and hotter and hotter inside. And all those things combined, just and the mental focus it takes to run here. You know, I was talking about 498 miles against the fence in 3 and 4, scraping it. You know, I mean, if you screw up 2 inches, you're done. You could ruin your night. So it's all those things on top of each other. It's just the mental focus and the physical part of it for me. I think at the end was just I ran out of. I keep Gatorade in my drink bag in my car, and I ran out with like 100 to go, and we had no caution. We had a couple green flag stops, and typically there's no time to grab a drink from the crew. So I just kind of got dehydrated, I guess, a little bit at the end there, last 100, and it's just hot, man. You know, pouring your guts out. I gave it everything I had the last 100 laps, and come up 2 laps short. So. I was surprised. You know, typically here you'll have a guy scrape the wall, hit the wall, tear off some debris. Some guys were riding around tore up with bare bond and stuff flapping. You think something would fall off at some point in time, but yeah, you just never know how these things are going to play out. You know, I mean, had we had a late caution, we might have been in really good shape, but we might also got beat on a restart. You never know. So it just didn't work out tonight. Like I said, 2 laps, man, 2 laps.
All right, we're going to take 2 final questions for Martin. We're going to go to Bob, and then we'll wrap with Kelly. Go ahead, Bob.
Bob Hawkers, ESPN. Everybody had talked about, there should be something more for the regular season champ. Now that there is, I mean, do you feel like you've accomplished something bigger because of the playoff points involved?
Well, I think it's a huge accomplishment. I don't really understand exactly what you're asking me. I don't know if it means more to the team or it's not harder to do because of that. I think it's, I think in the past it's meant a lot. We've seen the guys that have won it. It's a lot to be proud of. It's so difficult to do in this sport, in this series. It's so competitive. So I would say it's not harder to do, but there's a lot more, there's a lot more benefit to doing it. I'm glad we picked the right time to do it. I think it's, I think we're, the regular season winner is deserving of those extra points because it's so difficult to do. And, I think it was a good decision to make that change. And, they did it because of the difficult level and the guys that had performed at a really high level throughout the regular season and then, had a bad race or two in the playoffs and lost their shot at winning a championship. So it would suck to win the regular season championship and just completely lose your shot at winning a title based on some kind of racing luck. I mean, racing's it's just the way it goes. Sometimes you have a couple bad weeks, and this rewards the guys that performed at a high level all season long that I think deserve to be around late in the playoffs.
All right, we're going to go to Kelly, and then we'll take 1 question from the press box. Go ahead, Kelly.
Kelly Crandall, Racer.com. Martin, a bittersweet night, but the fact that you wrapped up the regular season championship with a week to spare, is there any kind of extra satisfaction in that, or maybe kind of unbelievable that you were able to accomplish that?
Well, it's definitely special. It feels great. Definitely can go to Richmond without any pressure, which is awesome. The other cool part is I clinched my first NASCAR championship here back in '04 in the Busch Series back then. So to do it here again tonight was really cool. It's just kind of a neat connection. Darlington's been good to me. I love coming here, and for that reason, I guess it's a little bit extra special to do it here tonight.
All right. Additional question in the press box?
Yeah, one more real quick, Martin.
Sure.
GregGalatoWeek.com. Thanks for coming out.
No problem.
Sorry. Question is, at one point Kyle Larson was trying to stay on the lead lap. Did you get into him? I mean, you guys look like you were pretty close. Did you get into him? Was there some?
Yeah, I've got a big run on him off of 2, and I was hoping he'd give me the outside, and he slowed down to give me the inside down the backstretch, and I bumped him a little bit in the tail, and then turned inside him and went on. So a little miscommunication on our parts, but yeah, he was giving me a lane to go in, and I was hoping he'd give me the opposite one he did. So we happened to bump a little bit, but yeah, it was all good. We raced a lot together, especially early in the race. Raced hard with Kyle a lot, and in general a lot this year, and man, he's so much fun to race with. He's so talented. So glad that I definitely appreciated him giving me the room there at the end when I was trying to get through lap cars. But enjoyed racing with him for sure. He's awesome.
All right, Martin. We appreciate you
Thanks,
spending
guys.
some time
Appreciate
with
it.
us. We know it was hot out there tonight, and